Hey, how's it going? So, today I want to tell you this story about how I got my driver's license back in 1979 on Long Island. I was all excited, to get my license because, my birthday was in the beginning of January, which meant I was, one of the oldest kids in the class in high school, so I would get my license first. So, anyway. I remember there was a written test, and on the written test, I still remember I got one wrong. I think it was pretty easy. It was all true false questions. I don't remember how many, maybe 25 or something, 20. And I still remember the one I got wrong was the question that, if your car is skidding, let's say to the left, do you turn your wheel to the left or to the right? And I didn't really, you're supposed to turn to the left into the skid. And I said, it was a true or false. I said, I said the one that you had to go the other way. But anyway, so I was well prepared for my driver's test in the beginning of January, and it got snowed out. Okay, it happens. So they had a rule that you couldn't schedule if your test got canceled. You couldn't schedule for at least a month later. For a month later. So I scheduled it, for some time in February. Same thing happens. It got snowed out, and so now it's not all that big a deal that if I'm going to get my license in March, it's not all that early. So, but that's how it was. So I scheduled it for March. Another snowstorm. So 3 snowstorms in a row. So I was pretty upset. So I rescheduled again for April. And I just Googled. The test must have been for either April 18th or 19th. I didn't check to see what days of the week those were. But according to the internet, there's a story how the surprise President's Day snowstorm of 1979 advanced forecasting. So there was like a freak snowstorm, on February 18th. 20. It says here that in the D.C. Baltimore was like 20 inches. If I remember correctly, I think it was at least a foot of snow in New York, and so according to this story on the internet, it actually changed how they did forecasting to predict storms. So, and anyway, so I finally I scheduled my so it got canceled January, February, March, and April, 4 different times by snow. And so I took the test in May, and I passed. So I thought that was an extreme story that happened to me. That's true. So